All right, welcome back to the channel. So I'm here today with third place finisher at YCS Anaheim, a true hero, aka Cairo King. And yeah, what did you play this weekend?
So actually, before I even tell you guys what I played this weekend, if you look here, you see three different decks. Second place, Diva Hero. Third place, Vayu Turbo. Fourth place, Black Wings. Three different Ultimate Time Wizard events. And today we're here to talk about Vayu Turbo. Before going any further, I have to give my proper shout outs. So shout outs to Dallas and Donnie from Side Deck Gaming. They really hooked me up after the event with a lot of cards, so I'm very thankful to them. Shout out to all the Vayu players that really gave me insight on what to side deck, certain lines. So specifically Ernie, GOAT, he's already won one of these before. Shushant, Televisual, and OG99. We can't forget him, right? So I wouldn't have gotten far without them. And lastly, biggest shout outs to the house, which includes Frazier, of course, on the camera, Nikki Stang. Actually, if it wasn't for Stango, I would not be playing Vayu Turbo this weekend because we were playing our like fun games and I was playing Diva Hero and he beat me with Quick Draw. When he beat me with Quick Draw, I was like, no, I'm not playing Diva Hero. And I switched up to Vayu Turbo. So big shout outs to the house. Luke Feeney, of course, don't want to leave you out as well. And with that out the way, let's get into the proper deck profile.
All right.
So I played Vayu Turbo. So first, we're going to get into the monsters. And the thing about Vayu Turbo that you have to know is it is a deck that has, or rather is comprised of majority monsters. So first up, we have the double Armageddon Knight. So this is standard across the board on all lists. I think 2 is an excellent ratio. You don't really need more than 2. And obviously with the 2 Army Knights, they're going to pair well with the double Dark Grepher, you know. If you notice, I got different rarities on the Dark Grepher right here, Phantom of Darkness, because that way I can know which Grepher led me to victory and which Grepher was a dead draw. So yeah, we got the 2 and 2. Continue on with the monsters. We have the Gale standard. Some Vayu Turbo players are thinking about cutting this card. That's incorrect. Even though I don't have as much experience as other Vayu players does, obviously I have the skill because I topped this event. And this isn't even my first event topping with Vayu Turbo. I topped an online event with Vayu Turbo as well. Gale is just a 1 card out to a lot of problems in the meta. And it pairs well with the different Black Wings in the deck. Those Black Wings being, of course, the triple Sirocco. This is also standard. It's Vayu Turbo, so Sirocco and Vayu, they pair well together. Now, I, of course, in my last round of the event, pulled into triple Vayu. If I didn't pull into triple Vayu, now granted, my opponent is one of the best players. Like he is well deserving of his second place victory. But unfortunately, I did pull into triple Vayu game 3, and like that's just the nature of the deck. Sometimes you pull triples over cards, even though it's less than 2%.
Yes, less than 2%.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh! But this is where the standard Blackwing lineup ends for Vayu Turbo players. Well, I decided to play one additional Blackwing, and that guy's name is Shora. Now, I've seen a lot of lists playing cards like Elephant, but the problem with Elephant is he's not a normal summon. Yes, if you control another Blackwing, you can normal summon him, but Shora's a little bit better because he can combo together with Gale. Shora and Gale is one of the best combos in Edison format, period. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the combo is very simple. When Shora runs over a monster by battle, then you can special summon a Vayu out the deck, Vayu. And then if you have Gale, you can special summon it. Then Synchro and the Armor Master with Shora and Gale. And now this Vayu's effect's negated. And this is actually one of the reasons why I decided to play Shora. Because I noticed one of the problems that Vayu Turbo has is even though it plays so many tuners, it actually can't really Synchro outside of Plague and Gale. Because a lot of these times, this guy's effect is not negated. So you can't use it unless it's in the graveyard. But with Shora's effect, it's negated. So you can use it as an onboard Synchro. But anyway, continuing the combo line, you make Armor Master, and with this negated Vayu, you make Stardust. And now you have an Armor Master and a Vayu in the grave, so you have access to Silver One immediately. So it's a really good combo. Not to mention, just Shora Gale by itself is Black Rose or a real Armor Master. And Vayu Turbo, even though it makes Armor Master quite frequently, it has trouble making like the real versions of the Synchros. So, I mean, Shora, he was an excellent addition. And I am so happy because I actually won one of my top 8 matches because of him. Continuing on the line, we have double Caius. This is pretty standard. I don't have money for fancy alti Caiuses. If anyone wants to donate to a true hero, I won't say no. All right, I won't say no. But anyway, Card Trooper, MVP card of the deck. when I first started playing Vayu Turbo, I was asking actually the house about their opinions on Card Trooper because I was thinking about cutting this card. And after talking to the house and Shu Chant, Televisual, he said Card Trooper is the best card in the deck.
Yeah.
And he was right. This card is so good. It's so good. Continuing on to the Dark package, we have Chaos Sorcerer, Dark Arm. Once again, Phantom of Darkness. This guy, MVP, get you a Phantom of Darkness. Gorus, Necro, and Plague. So that rounds up all the dark monsters. And last but not least, we're going to move on to the Lightsworn package. And we have 2 Raikos and a Lila. So traditionally, Vayu Turbo decks, they play actually 3 Raikos and 1 hamster, or 3 Raikos and 2 hamsters, some combination of that. I actually decided to go 2 and 1. And the reason why I decided to play Lila is because Lila can do something that Raiko can't, and that's exert pressure. Lila has attack of 17. Raiko has attack of 200. As a Vayu Turbo player, there are often games where you flip up Raiko and you destroy a card, but then you're just attacking for 200. Lila, you can pressure with 17. And also the other advantage that Lila has over Raiko is Lila continuously mills. She mills every single end phase. Raiko only mills just one time. Now, I'm not saying that Lila is better than Raiko every time, because you do need Raiko to pop certain threats, such as monsters. Vayu Turbo actually has a problem dealing with monsters of attack over 25 usually. So you need Raiko to deal with those cards, such as Gores. However, Lila is very versatile in that she exerts pressure and she continues to mill. If you open up Lila with back row to protect her, like a battle trap, such as Mirror Force or Deep Prison, or even a card to stop a summon, such as Bottomless Trap Hole, she's likely to mill at least 6 cards. At least 6 cards. And in Vayu Turbo, that makes a big difference. Some people say that Lila just loses straight out to Bottomless, but like, one, if she does lose to Bottomless, you're okay with that. Because what do you want to get Bottomless? Your Lila or your Armwing that you get off of Vayu? Obviously, the answer is Lila. And if she doesn't get Bottomless, then she's going to continue to perform. So definitely I recommend, for those who are curious, try it out. The Lila worked out very well for me. And that rounds up the monsters in Vayu Turbo. So next up, of course, we're going to move on to the spells. Now, traditionally, Blackwing decks, Vayu Turbo decks, they actually don't play that many spells, and this one's no different. In my previous list that I topped with, actually, I played Card Destruction. But I decided to cut the Card Destruction for this list because I noticed that it could help my opponent too much. And I don't want to give my opponent knowledge of like what cards I had in my hand that I discarded with Card Destruction. And I don't want to, for example, against the mirror match, they discard their Vayus, their Sirocco's. So it can be really good, but usually it just gives them a +1 in the sense that you took a minus, right? Because Card Destruction is inherent -1. So anyway, on to the spells. Rhoda, Heavy Storm, Charge of Light Brigade, Burial, Brain Control, Allure. These are all standard. There's nothing special to say about this. And last but not least, Cold Wave. Now, if you take a look at my spells, there's one card that's missing, and that's MST, Mystical Space Typhoon. In a deck like Vayu Turbo, in my opinion, you don't need MST. Why? You already have so many cards that can generate destruction for spell and trap cards. You have double Lila, you have Raiko, and you have double Caius, and arguably Dark Arm as well. You have enough cards to get through back rows. So you don't need MST, a 1-for-1, when you can play Cold Wave. The deck has 23 monsters. So in a 23 monster-based deck, Cold Wave is actually insane. Guys, you have to remember that in current advanced format, Cold Wave is banned. We are playing a retro format. So we already know which cards have been proven over time to be so good that they're ban worthy. This card is banned for a reason. Your opponent cannot crack back when you Cold Wave, but they can crack back with like a Brain Control or even a Miracle Fusion if you activate MST. So the only matchup that I honestly want to see MST in is Black Wings, and that's to hit cards like Black Whirlwind. And if you play against that deck, you can just side it. So I'd much rather have Cold Wave, I'd say 85% of the time. So that rounds off the spells. Last but not least, we're going to move on to the traps. So for the traps, Dust Shoot, of course, standard. Torrential Return, Mirror Force, Double Prison, Deck Devi. Did you guys know?
Oh,
Did you guys know? A True Hero was the first person to main deck DDV, the first one. I'm sure everyone who knows even a little about me has heard this before, but I'm going to slam this narrative into the ground because I want everyone in the world to know. If you get Deck Devi, think a True Hero or curse a True Hero. I don't care. Just know it's because of me. I was the very first one to main deck it in Diva Hero. Anyway, going on. Double Bottomless. And last but not least, we have the Sticky Icky, Icarus Attack.
No.
So one thing that I noticed about Vayu Turbo is I can see it has a hard time dealing with cards like Dark Arm. If you don't have bottomless and your opponent drops a dad on you, or I guess torrential, what are you going to do? That Dark Arm is just going to eat your field alive, right? So I wanted to kind of add some more protection. And also because I play an additional Blackwing and Shura, it pairs well with the deck. So, I mean, games where, if, let's say I open up triple Vayu, if I have this Icarus attack, it's not that bad at all, right? Or even if you think about it in actuality, you play more than just the Blackwings that are on board because the Vayus are going to transform into like Arm Wings and Armor Masters. So one Icarus attack is really good. If you play more than one, you're going to find it being pretty dead because your whole deck isn't Blackwings. You're not playing a Blackwing deck. You're playing Vayu Turbo. But one is just good enough. Clears back rows, clears monsters. I honestly think this is one of the best cards in Edison format next to the card that I was the first one to main deck. But anyway, that aside, that's the traps. So we're going to move on to the extra deck because the extra deck's going to be really quick. And then we'll talk about the side deck and I'll kind of wrap things up. So onto the extra deck. The extra deck's pretty standard. Gorge Token, gotta love it. Chimera Tech, Cataster, Android, Brio, Goyu, Black Rose, Stardust, Darken, Thought Ruler, Colossal, Armwing, Armor Master still the win. So it's very standard. The only thing that is of note here to talk about is actually Magical Android. So pretty much every Vayu Turbo deck, they play cards such as Army Arm over this card. And it's funny, I was reading the Vayu Turbo channel, and for those of you guys who don't know, I love trolling. Oh, I love trolling so much. And then people were saying things like, oh, a true hero sided Android because it's good in time. Or, oh, a true hero made a mistake. He should be playing Army Arm because it always comes up in OTKs. Well, you guys are wrong. You guys are all wrong.
Oh, shit.
Actually, the reason why I played Android is because I played Shura. So think about it. When Shura runs over a monster, more times than not, what are you going to get? Vayu or Gale? The answer is going to be Vayu. And then 4+1 is 5. So you don't always want to go into Cataster because Cataster is good against certain threats. But if you just need a generic level 5, Android's the better answer. Not to mention, I play Chaos Sorcerer, and I don't play that many lights in the main deck, right? I only play 3, double Raikou and Lila. But I also count Charge as a light because Charge fetches a light. And if Shura runs over a monster, that counts as a light as well because I can go into Android. And this actually happened in tournament. I made Magical Android, and then I was able to banish Android and summon Chaos Sorcerer. That's why I play Android over Army Arm. And now you might argue, well, Army Arm's a light too. Yes, but think about my list. I only play double Raikou. Even for the list that play triple Raikou, they rarely make Army Arm. So it doesn't make sense for me to play Army Arm when I can play Android, which is one, bigger than 23, and that's relevant because Arm Wing. So Android just functions way better in my particular list. This is why I chose to play Android. It had nothing to do with time. So that's the extra deck. Everything else is just pretty standard.
Yeah,
so.
you also just don't go into time.
Yeah, and also, if anyone has ever played me ever, I don't go into time. I'm one of the fastest players.
Yeah, I think you are
ever.
the fastest player in format.
Because the thing about me is like, I play Dueling Book way too much, like a crackhead.
Yeah, but the other people who play Dueling Book a lot are slow as fuck.
Yeah, and that's funny, right? The other people who play it, they're like quite slow. But like I play it so much that I've already seen all the lines and everything. So I already know what I'm doing. So I like just never going to time. You'll never see me sign in a card specifically for time, like Mystic Walker or something like that. If you know, you know.
No comment.
All right, let's move into the side deck and then finish this up. So onto the side deck. So once again, for those of you who know a true hero, you know that I'm a big fan of one-ofs. So my side deck is pretty much 13 different cards, 13 or 14 different cards. Starlight Road, Double Oppression. This is the only card that I play multiples of. Light Mirror, Rug, Mass, Dust Tornado, Mind Control, MST, Soul Release, Lightning Vortex, DD Crow, Dyna, Cyber Dragon, Vanities, right? So all one-ofs except the Double Oppression, right? And for those of you guys who are wondering, like, why do I play so many one-offs? Sign up for tutoring, guys. Sign up for tutoring. Everyone's like, oh, a true hero, you're charging $50. It's too much. Well, why do I keep topping? Obviously, I know something that the majority of the player base doesn't, right? So, you know, if you're interested, definitely reach out to me, a True Hero, on Discord, and then maybe you can learn a thing or two. Top your first Ultimate Time Wizard. But anyway, so just to go into shortly why I have these particular cards in the side deck, I feel like this side deck covers pretty much every meta match that I'm going to face in Edison format. Everybody has their preferences. Some people, they don't like Mask or Restrict. I like it. Some people don't like Soul Release. I like it. It all comes down to, you know, what you like. This was a last minute addition for the Amaryllis deck because when in testing, I found like Vayu versus Amaryllis is cancerous. That matchup is so difficult for no reason. And originally, actually, I was siding Smashing Ground. Smashing Ground was just like a nice 1-for-1. But then I decided to go Vortex last minute because I was like, do I want to take out the Titanium or do I want to kill them?
Yeah.
And then the answer was like, kill them.
Yeah.
I do like Smashing Ground because it can be actually a little bit more versatile in different matchups. Like I think Smashing Ground is better against Machina and better against like Gladiator Beast and Hero Beat than Lightning Vortex. But, you know, it is what it is. Lightning Vortex. Actually, I wound up not playing Amaryllis at all today. So, you know, call that bracket luck. But overall, this is the side deck. These are all cards that you've seen before. There's nothing really much to explain about it. This was also a last minute addition. Thanks to Televisual. He's like, yo, you got a side Mind Control. And I was like, all right, cool. For X-Sabers specifically. I already had this in my side deck. And I wound up playing X-Sabers in top 4. But yeah, so that's pretty much the deck profile. Once again, big shout out to IMNerd. Shout out to Frazier. Shout out to my boy Kenny. You know, he's also a big part of the channel, so show him some love too. Shout out to all my fans. Thank you for everyone who like supports me. It really means a lot.
All the way from Korea.
All the way from Korea. You know, I flew out 11 hours just to say that you guys are free. I'm just kidding. But yeah, really thankful for everyone who's always there supporting me. It's going to be a while before my next event because it's really difficult to take time off of work to play in these events. So you might not see me until March. Maybe me and Frazier and OG99. Who knows? Who knows? We might rock on a team in a 3v3 because the house always wins.
The house always wins.
All right.
Congrats, King.